Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. And Stamping A to Z is my weekly live that I do. I've been doing it on Facebook for a few years and I've switched over to YouTube now. So if you're new and you're watching, welcome. Please say hi. Let me know that you're watching. I'd love to hear from you. So today we're going to be looking at the Extraordinary Flora bundle and the washi tape that goes with it. It is something new. I had seen it with other companies, and so I was super excited to see it be available through Stampin' Up! Something new to play with, which is always fun. So I kind of, when I was going through my 10 favorite things originally, when I got my pre-order, or my order, I don't remember, I mentioned that that was one of my things and how many possibilities there were. So I've got 3 cards today for you that I'm going to make that kind of show you different ways that you can use the bundle and the washi tape together and separate. And yeah, so I'm going to turn around the camera and we will get started. If you are enjoying the videos, please like, subscribe, anything that share. All of it helps and I appreciate it. So let's get turned around if I can, yeah, get my hand in there as usual. Okay. And again, I'm not very smooth at this whole transition thing. I think that's, I don't know if I need to zoom in more a little bit. All right. Okay, so the bundle can be found, and the washi tape can be found on page 84 and 85 of the new annual catalog. So the bundle is the stamp set. So it is all one big stamp and then a few little ones. My stamp is currently on my Misty, which you will see, but it is all one. This isn't a bunch of separate stamps, which works perfectly because the die is one piece. So if you're stamping and then cutting out, you just cut it out. Obviously, this isn't the 100% size. But it cuts it out all at once and then you have all your pieces and parts ready to go. So it's really quick and easy. And then to add to this, Stampin' Up! Has now come out with some washi tape. And it is, I looked it up, it is 10 yards, 3¼ inches wide, and 10 yards long, or 9.1 meters. If that's how you like to. So I didn't try to calculate. You can obviously, so there's a repeating pattern that fits the stamp set and die, and there's 2 different colors. So there's like, I think it's strawberry slush and what did I decide? Some flirty flamingo and strawberry slush to me would be the primary of those colors. And then there's a more purpley one that to me has some petunia pop, some blackberry bliss, and berry burst. So you can do the same cards in 2 different color themes, which is fun. And then if you're stamping and coloring, you can sky's the limits on color themes. So I'm going to show you how to use this, and how to put it all together or use it separately or however you want. But before we go to this, I don't want to forget, I wanted to mention, and I think I forgot to check today, but I believe it is still available, the virtual album retreat, which is a 12 scrapbook page, double page retreat. It's a kit. It comes with all the pieces and parts pre-cut. Each month is in a separate baggie, so it's all set, like all your pages are set and ready to go. It's a 3-day retreat, but you don't need to, it's recorded. It'll be a Facebook group live when it's held, and then I think they're going to put it on a private YouTube where you can access it later down the road if you A, aren't available, or B, you're just watching throughout the days and just kind of thinking about things. So however you want to do it, it sounds pretty cool. They have promised that it's not just putting together a kit. There's a lot of techniques that are going to be taught, and so if you're just thinking about getting into scrapbooking, I think you can apply probably a lot of the techniques to your card making. It just sounds like a lot of fun. It is a lot of money, but if you divide it per month, it's not as bad. So it is a lot up front, but you also get a lot. You get 4 stamp sets, and I'm not sure if there's dies in there or not. I can't remember. I don't have I'd have to look into that. I don't think there's dies, but there's stencils. I think there's stencils. There's ephemera. Like, it's all there, all done. It's while supplies last. So if you're interested, you can look into that or ask questions. The code for that is here, or you can find it on my online store if you are in Canada. If you are somewhere else, you have to find a demonstrator within your country. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to move this out of the way. So I did, in my top 10 video that I did, I made a card similar to this. Now I don't know where I put it. Anyways, I can maybe show it at the end if I come across it as I'm going. Our first card is, I'm only going to use, okay, I'm lying. The intention is to show you kind of just the washi tape on its own. So I've got a piece of vellum here. So your options to stick the washi tape down is either vellum. You could, I think in the catalog, they actually stuck it to window sheets, because we don't, you know what, I haven't even looked, but I know they took away vellum last year. I don't think they're selling vellum, which is really sad. I don't know why they don't have vellum, but anyways, I don't think we still have vellum, but we do have window sheets. And I believe in the, so in their samples where they've got it kind of clear like this, it's on window sheets, whereas I did it on vellum, but it gives you a similar look because this has a vellum-y kind of look. So I have, you'll see as I go, this was cut, like I cut so that I have a piece so it's not stuck down and it's not as hard to get it up. And so I'm just gonna stick this down here. I'm not even using a full piece, which kind of was silly on my part. And then you can easily just peel this off, and actually I'm gonna, oh, too late now. I should have started it. And you want to try and get it so that there's no bubbles. And so since I am, I'm going to put this, how do I want to do this? I don't want to start messing all this up. Anyways, we will go like this. And I'm just simply going to cut here. Like so, as my, and then you've got kind of your clear see-through-ish background. So now if you have the dies and you have everything else, you can go to the next step and you can cut it out if you want some pieces and parts. If you're just doing a portion of the washi tape, you'll have to kind of figure out where it fits and cut it out from there. But my intention here is to use this as a background piece. So I've got another piece here, and this is the more purpley piece to this. And I'm going to use this because I've gone with the Petunia Pop theme. So, but if I was using this, I could use Strawberry Slush and do the exact same thing. So I've got my background piece. I cut out a U. Now this card was inspired by Lisa Stens. I saw a card that she posted on our demonstrator Facebook group, and it was really cute, and so I wanted to try something with the new letters. So these letters are in the annual catalog. They are a new product. Oops, I don't even have that. They're called Party Alphabet dies, and they also have the what do you call it, the big, oh my goodness, I can't think of the word. It's a banner pieces. It's a really huge bundle. You don't have to get both pieces, but it's nice. So, and then she had used the washi as background, which I thought was really pretty. Now I want to get as much purple in here as I can. So I'm just gonna play with it here and see. I think it was better this way. Oh, my throat is so dry. We have so much smoke here today. It is horrible. I have the furnace on recirculate. And if you go anywhere near the doors, it's just like, ugh. But I'm also more sensitive to smoke. I've had to actually pull out my inhaler, which I haven't used in a very long time. So I'm just gonna put this as background. I think I want a bit more purple here. Maybe like so. And so I just put some Stampin' Seal on the back here, and so it's just sticking to that. And then I'm going to pop this up so that it has a bit of coloring to the background there. And then I've got, so I cut out this lovely, which I forgot to keep out. It is from it is another one of the new suites that are in the annual catalog. So I cut the lovely, but I'm only going to use, so I put adhesive, an adhesive sheet on the back, so I didn't have to worry about gluing this teeny tiny little piece. Now I could put the whole lovely, I suppose. In my original, I put love you, but I could do lovely you. Maybe this one I'll do the full one, and then you can see. But you can kind of create, you could, I did check, you could fit the YOU across this way if you wanted to have more of the washi background, which would be fun. I hope my chat is working here. Sometimes I hope I'm not missing any messages. I do try to check as I'm going. Sometimes I get a little distracted, and especially if I'm coloring. I find coloring really, it's supposed to be relaxing and like I do it watching TV, but for some reason maybe I get so relaxed and enthralled that I just kind of forget to watch what I'm doing. Okay, so I have lovely you. Now, this is beautiful in itself, but if you wanted to add some extra flowers, so if you had the dies, or you could fussy cut, you could use, I don't even know if I said it yet. So I think I started and then I think I got distracted. You can stick the washi to vellum, like I showed, or the basic white. So this is on white. I don't know if I have, not on this one I don't have. I will show you, well, you can see what it looks like on vellum. I did try, I had the idea. I tried to put it on, it was like a pinky foil paper, because I thought, ooh, that'd be cool if the shine came through, but the shine really doesn't come through and you just get the pinky tone. So you could put it on colored cardstock, but it doesn't really pop. It's not like the white really makes it pop, and then the vellum or window sheets would make it more kind of watercolored-ish. So, you know, you can get some different looks. Let's see, so I could put something like this here, or if I wanted to use a more vellum piece, which I think it's with some of my other cards. Let's see what I have here. I also, which you'll see, with the stamp, you can stamp not only onto a piece of paper and color it, you can stamp onto the washi tape. So here I did it with gold foil. You can do it with any embossing powder, or you can do it with, you'd probably want to use StazOn if you were using black. But that's an option as well. I'm just trying to find some other ones here. Here I've got one that has some gold on it. That one has gold on it. I'm gonna stick with. I must have used. I've used all my purple stuff. So then you can add, you know, you want to add a flower here and there. You could add, I think it's better, something like that, and then onto a cardstock. So I'll show you the finished card. So here I just popped it up on dimensionals. And like I said, I did the love instead of lovely, so I just cut off the LY, and then I just added, oops, it's still wet. So I tried, so here's another fail, or what I tried. I tried to add some Winkostella, onto the washi tape flowers, but because it's plasticky and can't soak in, it just kind of, bubble, like it doesn't spread nice, like it just, and I don't know if it'll ever dry. Like there's still some on here, I didn't wipe it off, and I can feel it on my thumb. So not the best idea to use. I was wondering if our old, we used to have those, what are they called? The little, like they were like paint, but I think they would be translucent enough to maybe put some shine on there. I haven't figured out how to get it to be like a shiny sticker yet. I'll work on it. I'll keep you posted on that, but I haven't figured that out. So that is card number 1. Let's move all of this stuff here out of the way. And then, so for card number 2, I wanted to show what it was like to stamp. So I've got my stamp in my Misty here, and just a piece of basic white. I think I need to clean this. It's getting not very sticky anymore. Okay. And then I'm just gonna so like I said, you have the option to use embossing powder. You can stamp it in black. So if you stamp it in, say, Memento, the idea would be that you're probably going to use blends to color. If you emboss, they don't recommend you using your blends on embossing powder because there's some kind of chemical reaction and it affects the tips of the blends. So then I would recommend using watercolor. You could either color it with watercolor pencils and then use your water painter, or you could just use ink and your water painter. This one flower, I don't know if it just never wants to seem to ink up for me. Must just be where it's placed. Okay, oh sorry, I need to grab a sip of water. Okay. So then you've got your stamped image. So this is, maybe you ran out of washi tape, maybe you just want to do your own color scheme. I'm just gonna wipe this because I know, I'm pretty sure we're gonna use, stamp this with another color, and I just realized I didn't have the wrong stamp pad out. So I'll have to grab what I need. Okay, my chamois is a little dry, so it takes a little more to get it going. So like I said, with Memento, you'll most likely want to use blends. So I would just, pick your colors that you're thinking of, and I am not going to color all of this and bore you, don't worry. I'm just going to do one quick one here, if I can find all my, well, it's dark, we don't want dark, we want the light. So for those of you that don't know, our blends come in a 2-pack, a light and a dark. So it's kind of like you're getting two different colors. They're the same colors, but it's nice to blend with, and then you know that they go together, and they really make coloring kind of dummy proof. And then when you've got the stamps like these lines, then you can add the darker, and you're just kind of there. And then I can't remember if I used Pretty in Pink or if I used let's use and there's the thin nib and then the brush tip. And I usually start with the light and then go with the darker color, and it just kind of blends in. And then, so once you're done coloring everything, you would take your die here and figure out which way it goes. And you can see I have a piece of tape that just helps me keep it in place. And then you just run it through, and you would have all these pieces and parts ready to go to put on a project. So I'll just stick that in there. I ended up, since I didn't want to color the entire time and spend hours here, I should have probably pre-colored and then I could have cut it out in front of you, but I already had this done where it's all the petunia pop stuff, which I guess I could have used on the other one. It's got both the vellum, so let me pull out two of the same, and I can show you the vellum versus the white. Let me put it on a piece of white so you can see better. So I don't know if you can really tell on the white here. Let's go like this. So this is the vellum, or what I would assume it would look fairly similar on a piece of window sheet. And then this is the white. So you can see the white in the background really pops, especially if you're putting it on a colored piece of cardstock. So before I move on to that part, I took a piece of Petunia Pop, and I want to stamp these florals as a background on here. Kind of in the middle here. And rather than using Petunia Pop, I'm going to use Versamark because I want just a nice light tone on tone versus I find when you use the ink, it does lighten up, but it's a little bit more stark. So I just wanted a nice light background stamping. So this will lighten up as well. And if you don't have all the colors, but you have some colored cardstock, this is a great trick to use your Versamark, because then it looks like you've done color on color, but really you just use Versamark to add a watermark to it. So that's a really good way to stretch your supplies and make it look like you have all the colors, even if you don't. All right, so we've got this piece, and then I've got a piece of thick basic white. I'm going to fold your 8.5 by 5.5. So you fold it at 4.25, and then I'm simply going to stick this up here. I should have done it this way. Maybe I still will. So I like having that flower up there. I just should have done it differently when I stamped, but that's okay. I'm just going to line it up here on the top. And then instead of using my stamped and colored images, I'm going to use my pre-cut washi tape here, and I'm basically just going to make a line across here of flowers. And just kind of play as you go. You can, if you've got some vellum, you could, I think I'm going to try adding the vellum after the fact, so then we can kind of see where and if we need more. I feel like there's another. We've got some. So what you could do, if you wanted to stick it flat down, you could put some Stampin' Seal down and stick it down as you go. I'm going to pop some up and stick some down, so I'm just kind of trying to play with it to see what I like. Oops. And of course it does move around a little bit more, so you gotta have some patience, which I don't have a lot of. I'm missing some flowers here. I don't know what I did with them. Oh. Okay, well, you get the idea. So we'd come along and stick that down, and then I was trying to think what sentiment would look nice here, and I wanted something that not just a one liner, because the sentiments that come with the stamp set are all just one line, and I feel like that's too much space for that. So I decided to take the Beautiful Motifs one, and Thank You for Everything, and I'm just gonna, rather than trying to, if you're not sure how to do the embossing, you just use the Versamark with your stamp it, and then add your powder and heat it up. if you want to see it done, I've done it in many, many videos. You can always, I think I have a whole few videos focusing just on embossing powders alone. But so here's the stamped image and the colored pieces. So I went with Petal Pink, Pretty in Pink, and Bubble Bath, and then Granny Apple Green with a little bit of added summer splash to tie in with the pink. And then I had brought in the Petunia Pop to go with these florals. This one I did not do any vellum. It is just a full floral bouquet. So you can see I stuck some down directly and then I popped some up with dimensionals, and then I stamped that "Thank you for everything" directly onto the card, and I added these cute butterflies, the brushed brass butterflies that are oh so cute and just seemed perfect for this card. So that is card number 2. So you can see how you can stamp. You can stamp on vellum as well, or even you can stamp on window sheets. However, you need to use stays on because otherwise it'll just wipe off all the time. All right, on to the next. Let me. So this is the problem. I have toyed with the idea of going down to just making 1 card per live and start to finish, whereas now I'm just kind of giving you pieces and parts and not completing the card completely. Oops, I'm dropping everything everywhere. Let me know if you have a preference. If it's confusing, like to me it's, you know, I've been doing it for so long, it's old hat how to do things, and then sometimes I forget that some people want to see how it's embossed and all, like all the steps to adding the dimensionals, and some people are like, what are dimensionals? Which is fine. I just you know, you only can do, I don't want to do a 2-hour live because I think some people would be absolutely bored and some people it would be great. So I guess, yeah, it's just a matter of I can't make everyone happy, but I would like to know if there's a preference to seeing a full card start to finish, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 cards, or if you don't mind the jumping through. All right, the 3rd card, which is usually my ta-da card. I think it's a bit of a ta-da. I think it's pretty ta-da. All right, so once again, I have, how am I gonna do this? I wanna keep it as a ta-da. I've got the gold embossed. Now, I was kind of silly, and actually maybe I will actually emboss and show you. For the vellum, you have to have, like, it's not even an option not to use the anti-static powder. This is the Stampin' Up! One. There's other ones available out there, but you, because of the washi tape, so even on the, what's my word here? Even on cardstock, because of the washi tape being staticky, you want to make sure you go heavy on the anti-static powder, which I thought I had a piece of white cardstock out, and now it is, oh, it's this one, I think. All right, so now that I want, okay, well, I'm doing, what should I do? Because I was gonna do in the strawberry slush. You know what? I'm gonna put this down here. going to quickly cut another piece of cardstock just because I don't want to waste it here. Okay, let me set this one aside. Another piece here. If you want to conserve, oh dear, I'm running over my bookmark. If you want to conserve paper, this is 3 1/4, so you could cut it right to 3 1/4 or 3 1/2, and make it just the right size. I think it goes to about 5 1/4, 5 1/2. Oh, that's a little too. Need a bit more space here. Let's go. Okay, and then I'm just gonna leave that wee bit of cardstock on here so that it's easier to peel next time. So we'll just set that aside, and you want to make sure you take out all the bubbles. It's pretty darn easy to apply to the vellum or the cardstock, and once you run it through the die, like it doesn't peel up again. I don't know if it's stickier than the old traditional washi tape. You can definitely reposition it, like I've had where I've had a big bubble and I just peel it up and put it back down. But you know, you could even just, if you're not cutting it out and you just want to flatten it really well, you could run it through the machine just for some pressure. But I find it does, it sticks really, really well. Now I need to find my, all right, oh, I was gonna cut it out, but I haven't done the embossing yet. So like I said, the embossing is a little bit tricky in that you just need a lot of anti-static powder. That is the trickiest part. The first time I did it, I put powder, but I didn't put nearly enough. And it was fine. It just, it doesn't show on this one. I did a good job, but you know, it'll just kind of look less detailed if you get some excess powder, and you end up really having to tap it off. So be prepared for a bit of a mess. But oh no, there's Versamark. Well, I'm gonna wipe it because I have to position it with my washi tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my paper down, and then actually I'm going to position my stamp. Oh, someone's at the door. It's very exciting. Oh, first try, look at that. So I'm gonna stick that on there, pick it up, and then that's when you want to put your powder on. So I'm gonna, normally you would just kind of spread it around, but I am like tapping, so it's like white. You got powder everywhere. So it's a little bit messy. And then you want to make sure, this is where a stamp positioning tool helps too, whether you have the old, what do you call it, Stamparatus from Stampin' Up, or Misty, or there's all sorts of tools out there for this now. Because the reason I'm saying that you're going to want one is because with the amount of powder that you're using, I think you want to stamp more than once, because this will probably pick up the powder, and then we'll go again and actually lay down a layer of the Versamark. do it again because I don't, you know, usually when you can see I had powdery fingers. Usually when you stamp with Versamark, you can kind of feel it stick to the paper, whereas I'm not feeling that stick because there is a large amount of powder, which is fine. There we go. That felt a little bit better. So then, once you've got your Versamark down, I'm just going to grab the gold embossing powder. This piece of paper. And then we're going to I'm going to make sure that I'm not touching the washi tape part. And we're just going to come in and powder it all up. And it does look like it's, like you can see there's parts sticking, but if you've done a good job with the anti-static powder, it just takes some harder flicks and then it's good. So you've got your powder stack, you don't have powder everywhere. Then you can get on with embossing. So here I said I wasn't going to show embossing, and now I am. So hopefully you stuck around if that was something you wanted to see. All right, you guys are quiet today. That or my chat isn't working. And I hope, oh, it says there's, why does it, is there? I'm not seeing anything in here. Okay, well, hopefully there's no messages. I love it when people chime in. It helps create, especially sometimes when I'm trying to decide between things. I'm just heating up my heat tool in the background here. Give it a chance. That way because I haven't had it happen, but I do wonder if you put too much heat, if the stick of the washi will curl a little. I don't know. I haven't had it happen, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. I think the washi tape is sold out right now, but it's coming back. I don't remember what the date was, but it'll be back in stock. I missed the corner with the powder, but that's okay. And when you're using it on vellum, you definitely want to be careful, because the vellum will curl on you. So you want your heat to, yeah, see, it looks like it. You want it to be nice and hot, and I held it quite far away when I did it on the vellum, so that it wouldn't have any issues. And I see that it is bubbling a little bit there. I don't know if it's the heat or if it was just like that originally. And you're gonna let it cool, because if you do touch the embossing powder, the melted embossing powder right away, I mean, it cools very fast, like it's cool now, but if you touch it right away, you can smudge it. It is possible to smudge. So just give it, you know, a few seconds to cool, and then you can touch it. And then I'm gonna run it through my machine. Let me grab it. Okay, I don't know if I can zoom out a little bit. A little bit. And then, oh, I think I've got an extra dog visiting. Okay, yes, I see you. Run it through so you can see how easy it is. Get down. Shh. Go. Just getting in trouble. All right, so then you can see it just pops out all the pieces, and then you've got all your pieces ready to go. And that's just the washi tape with the added gold embossing stamped on there. Easy peasy. All right, and then what I did is I took, since I'm using this is Strawberry Slush, one of the new ink colors. I wanted to have a background, so I took now I think it's an online exclusive stamp, if I'm remembering correctly. And I'm stamping it up here. And instead of stamping it upside down, I'm going to put my paper onto it. And then I'm going to put this paper on top so that I can rub it and not get ink on my fingers, since it's smaller than the actual stamp. And then to pick it up, I'm just going to pick up a corner and pick it up so it doesn't smudge. So then I've got my, sorry, I thought the dog was coming back. Strawberry Slush on Strawberry Slush. Then I've got the oval cut out, which comes from the online exclusive, the Impressions of Bloom. I can't remember if this is, my goodness, I think, anyways, it's either an online exclusive or in the annual catalog. I really love that oval. I hope they come out with a nesting oval shapes. And then I embossed it using I think these are still available, the Basics 3D embossing folders. They were on the online exclusives. And then I decided to just do, again, just placing the florals kind of around one side of the oval, and some were popped up and some were left down. I will show you the finished one because you don't need to watch me fiddle around with placing florals. So I just put them around the side. I added these beautiful in color. So this is all the in color 2025 to 2027 in color flat pearls. They're so pretty. They've got that kind of iridescent shine to them. I don't know if I can catch that. Super pretty. And then it goes with, because it's Strawberry Slush. And I used one of the, if you watched, I don't know, I can't remember how many videos ago, I did an episode on where is it now? It's called More Messages, and this is an online exclusive. So the nice thing is I just stamped a bunch where I did gold embossing powder, I did silver, and then I did some in black ink on white, and then I did some with black paper with white embossing powder. And so I have all my messages ready to go, and then you can just, you know, this one had the gold, so I found some gold, but if you had a black and white or you had whatever, you could add that. So makes it easy to just find a sentiment and make that part of your project quick. But you can see how much it lightens as it dries, the tone on tone. But that is my third card. So you can see you can do a lot with the washi tape. It doesn't just have to be plain washi tape. You can stamp it with the black, you can stamp it with embossing powders. You could even do black embossing powder if you didn't want to work with StazOn. I am not a huge, I hate cleaning the StazOn, I guess is why I don't use it much. But I think it's just as pretty just to stamp it on paper. So anyways, here is, okay, let's just push that out of the way. Here are the 3 cards for this week. The Love You with the nice washi tape in the background. The florals stamped in embossing powder. And then this one where it is stamped and colored in, where you could use any color theme that you want. So hopefully, oh, maybe I forgot to zoom back in after I zoomed out. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it gave you some ideas. And if you're wanting to get your hands on the washi tape, I can, I'll have to look it up and see. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure it was coming back soon. It's definitely coming back this month. So keep your eyes open. And if you're wanting to do the virtual album retreat, if you have any questions, let me know. And hopefully you have a great rest of your week. All right. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Stay safe for those in fires. All these fires are horrible. And hopefully the smoke blows away and the fires go away soon. All right. Take care. Bye.